The following is a conversation between me and two Malaysian comedians, Rakib and Irfan, about how you can melt bodies and having sex with a stingray and trying to find the answer to the lifelong question of do stingrays orgasm? So if you're into that kind of a conversation, please enjoy the show.
Oh no, Stalin is considered right-wing by socialist standards.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, he's considered right-wing by socialist standards.
But anarchists would hate Stalin.
Yeah. So socialists don't agree with each other on numerous points, and one of them is that Stalin is, by socialist standards, a right-winger.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what... Also, need I remind people that Stalin killed off his own comrades to get into power?
Yeah. And he was, by the way, he was very, very hard working at it.
Yes.
Like up until 5 in the morning, he would spend like just crossing
that's
names.
true. Also, super hot when he was young.
That motherfucker looked good.
He'd look like every fuckboy in every single indie cafe in Oregon. He really did. He looked like Mr. Artisanal bread here to steal your ironic trad wife. He's there.
He's not gonna take your girlfriend. I'll take your bread.
Yeah, he'll take your bread. Yeah, Kropotkin warned us about this.
That is a deep cut.
That's a
That's a deep cut. That's a reference.
Yeah.
I don't know the reference.
Kropotkin.
Kropotkin?
He was an anarchist, literary.
The Triumph of Bread.
Yeah, The Triumph of Bread. He wrote a book called, it's referred to as the Bread Book, and basically said like he put forth his idea for what anarchism should look like if you mix it with communism.
Is he the... Okay, first question is he's much more modern in recent times, right? An anarchist handbook? What was it?
The Anarchist Cookbook.
Yeah,
the Anarchist Cookbook. No. So the Anarchist Cookbook is very little to do with anarchism except for the propaganda of the deed, which is the specific political notion that the only form of action that is usable and that can be done is that of a violent kind. So the Anarchist Cookbook specifically was a book written by a dude in America that set out instructions on how to build bombs and other improvised explosion devices.
He was the guy who inspired Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Basically using like household items.
Yeah.
You could build napalm with bleach kind of thing.
Our good friend Nat has read it.
Yeah.
Of course he has.
Yes. No, because he's a man of science.
Yeah. He's a man of science.
Ned is a Malaysian Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
Like when he starts talking, like like the beginning of like Fight Club, it tells you how to build a bomb. It's like if you take gasoline and freeze it with orange juice, you can make a good napalm and like something. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh no, that's baby's first anarchism for that. He's going straight to like, do you know what piranha fluid is? And immediately I'm like, probably not great.
Fuck. Yeah. What is piranha fluid?
You use it to essentially dissolve precious metals that usually can't be dissolved. Like gold. Gold is insoluble.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does it do to human skin?
So it can also melt a man.
I mean, no.
In Mexico.
I tried this. I joked about this, and he said, "No, that's hydrofluoric acid. Don't get it twisted."
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
I gotta go, man. Nice knowing you.
Don't you mean hydrochloric acid? No, hydrofluoric acid. That's the one that they use in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Or Breaking Vlad.
Breaking Vlad.
Yeah. Breaking Vlad, the Dracula spin-off.
Yes. I was going to say that's the socialist Breaking Bad, where
good.
He never goes bad because socialized medicine.
Come to think of it, they did melt Nikolai and his wife's face and body in the acid before they buried the bones.
Who?
Nikolai Romanov.
Oh.
And the kids, when they shot them dead, they took them to the woods and they poured acid on them.
So, okay, weird tangent, right? Yeah. I was watching a YouTube essayist. I keep calling them essayists. Sometimes they just... You
have respect for them.
You have respect for them, and I appreciate that.
And, yeah, me too.
Caitlin Doughty. whose name is really difficult to spell because Irish. Doughty or something like that.
Doherty.
That's what centuries of whiskey does to your body.
Gaelic has way too many
organic autism.
Yes.
You know the essential part for spelling? We melt that through centuries of fucking whiskey.
Hey man, fuck a vowel. I say what I want.
Nothing but consonants. Fuck you. Consonants. Vowels are a British invention, and we will not tolerate that on these green lands.
My name is David with a G.
So Caitlin Doherty, she's actually originally from Hawaii, and then she's a mortician in California. And the reason why I bring this up is because there has been quite a bit of debate on the water cremation or the aquamation.
Which is?
It's basically dissolving somebody in caustic liquids, diluted in water, and then then they dissolve all of your soft gooey bits, and then it gets neutralized, and then your remains can be like buried or used safely in the ground, essentially fertilizing it, and then you get the bones, and then you bury the bones.
Oh.
So it's supposed to be like the greenest alternative to any other kind of burial.
Right.
Short of like a Muslim burial where you just throw the body in the ground unprepared. But this doesn't require any land.
Yeah.
And for some people, the bones are more important than the whole body. Particularly like Native Hawaiians, they want the bones.
Yeah, and Zoroastrians too.
They just want the bones. So this is an alternative for a lot of communities who do like unconventional forms of burial.
Yeah. And
the idea is to use, a bath in caustic liquid in order to dissolve stuff. So it's actually a thing, right? We joke about it, how it's used to get rid of bodies in Breaking Bad, but it's actually a thing. Like a thing. But what's weird is that there's a lot of like conservative pushback against it. And initially the fear mongering was like, we don't want to turn grandma into a soup.
Yeah, right? Which is a term that the Mexican cartel uses.
Yeah.
So when they were like, anybody who snitches on us, we'll turn them to soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's wholesome. It's good. Right?
Who doesn't love soup?
Who doesn't love soup? No, but the thing, you don't actually get turned into soup. Your remains
like,
Yeah. Nana's red sauce, always the best. And now she is the red sauce. It's great.
Mole.
It's mole rojos. Which is actually an actual dish. It's quite tasty, actually. So the weird thing is that there's a pushback against this, weirdly enough, from people from like the conservative side of the political divide, but only because those people also own casket companies.
The funeral businesses.
The funeral cartels, right? Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. Even this heinous thing that we hear about Mexican cartels do has a wholesome, nice side.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to boil you in acid. Actually, it's an alkali, and it's very opposite. And it's very, it's very good for the environment because it uses very little energy and water.
Who would have thought the cartels would be such environmentalists?
I mean, they plant a lot of trees.
They do plant a lot of trees. They do.
They believe in climate change.
They believe in climate change. They're trying to reverse it. Yeah. And frankly, good on them.
I mean,
good on them.
What does a few lives?
What is a
few
lives?
Life of everybody else on this planet?
Exactly. Well,
a lot of if you kill off a bunch of people, that reduces the carbon emissions. I think
the greatest way to reverse the climate crisis, is by blowing up the earth.
Okay,
continue.
If the earth is gone, there's no more climate change.
Dude, you're a genius.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You don't just change. You don't change the climate. You just change people.
Like people hate to say it, but like if you want to reduce homelessness, kill the homeless. Like that's. I'm not saying.
Actually, hey.
I'm not saying you should.
Hey,
I'm not
call back Vlad the Dracul thought the same
Yeah,
thing.
or
It's
like-
we have a homeless problem, bigger problem, kill them all, no more homeless problem.
Like that's like, yeah, sure, ethics, morals, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, but like if you just want to solve the problem,
Right.
I have solutions.
Is this the point of the podcast now? Weirdly unethical solutions to big problems.
Listen, if you put ethics aside for
You
like a
achieve a
second,
great
you
thing.
achieve so much
Look
more.
at Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want.
Wow.
His
We
train
won't have-
system was efficient.
We would have jets.
Was it really? It was.
If we have jets because of Hitler.
No.
I mean, do I want to get to one continent from one continent to another in time, or do I want to get in a ship and spend 6 months of my life on it?
Okay, so I will disagree on the.
I'm
jet-
sorry to all the Jews who had to die because of this, but I
Okay.
need to get there on
Wait,
time.
wait. I know that jet engines didn't need Hitler to exist.
We went to the Mars. We went on Mars. We went to the moon. And what's it called? CEO of NASA? Nazi.
Yeah, no,
But,
that is
bro,
true.
that is true,
That is
actually.
true.
That is
a lot
true.
of
A lot of
NASA.
Nazis.
Cold War
Yeah.
ended because of the Nazi.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
it's
yeah.
true.
So much of NASA is just Nazis.
Yeah. And the dude used to hang the slowest Jews at the top of his factory so everybody could see. So
That's a
moral of the
thing.
story: don't be slow.
I will say this though. I will say this. If we're going to play the worst devil's advocate game in history, I do like the Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Hitler made it cute, which is the funniest thing.
Hitler did make it cute.
Yeah.
Here's another thing.
Mm.
We have one of the first wonders of the world. We have the pyramids. And again, what's the secret recipe? Kill the
Slaves.
Jews. Kill the Jews.
Jews and slaves.
Apparently, whenever
Yeah.
you have Jews as slaves, you achieve great things.
Oh,
So that's the
no.
secret sauce.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah.
And that's why we haven't excelled in the past couple hundred.
because we haven't. Oh,
Since
maybe.
World War II, we've been very stale, man. It's like I'm keep tweeting to Elon. It's like, man, you gotta get some Jews, gotta wrap them up.
Wrap them up.
If you want to get to Mars, man, your way going is too slow, bro. You're gonna die before you get there.
You should know that Egypt was actually built by a bunch of paid workers and not a bunch of Jewish slaves, right?
I
did not know that.
Didn't know that. I know they got a lot of Jewish slaves, but that's as far as I know.
There had to be, but the prevailing theory in Egyptologists is that slaves were part of aliens. The aliens were contractors.
Freelance.
I mean,
They
look.
were Moroccan. Those fucking filthy dogs. Those filthy dogs come into our country, start building pyramids, and we have to take care of those motherfuckers.
A bunch of cranky Egyptians with their eyeliners. It's not enough eyeliner for all of us. Your Algerian fucks, a bunch of Egyptians say. That's actually a thing. The workers would actually revolt when they were building the pyramids because they didn't get eyeliner.
What the
that's
fuck are
not
you?
a thing.
That's a thing.
That
bullshit
cannot
thing,
be a
man.
That's a
thing.
thing. Or just cosmetics in general.
Oh.
Because beauty was very important.
No, because a lot of people don't realize that shit that we call makeup now also used to be sun protection.
Oh.
So we got the black eyeliner that everybody likes now, especially if you're like a girl or a lady or like a My Chemical Romance band member.
Sure.
Yeah. That started out because there's like trace amounts of lead in them, which is not great in the long run, but it'll keep germs out of your eyes.
Oh, interesting.
And also it's black, so it's actually sunblock and it absorbs the glare.
So that's why
That's-
white people got black slaves, so they don't have to pay for that.
I
It all makes sense.
They didn't get black slaves because they got natural sun. Actually, you know what? That makes sense.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably the reason.
Yeah,
They were like, well, they can't
black
get sunburned.
slaves. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
like-
you can't get like
Makeup man, nope.
you can't use. I mean, they did try and use Irish people as slaves, or indentured servitude, but
They were
they
too
just
drunk.
they ignite in the sun because they're so pale.
They're so pale.
Like
Whose idea was that? Iron slaves
in the South.
in the South.
You put them in the sun to get transparent.
Yeah, can you imagine Bill Burr on a cotton field?
Fucking shit.
The man would catch fire like a match.
He'll have stage 10 skin cancer in a day. Just
You got more stages in your cancer than Mario. What the fuck? It's yeah, but they used to like protest because they didn't get makeup.
That's funny.
Yeah.
fucking Egyptian privilege. Just you and your Egyptian problems.
But here's the thing: I will defend Egyptian monarchy too. I mean, we're only
Die on this hill. Go off.
No, I will defend because look, we're only already playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So at the very least, the Egyptian kings obeyed their own laws.
Obeyed their own laws.
They obeyed their own laws. They're dictated by their own laws, right? There is the law, Menat laws, so they have to like follow it. Otherwise, gods will be angry at you, right? So they at least had something resembling the rule of law. The same as Persian, same as Mesopotamian, same as all these other people. Their kings follow their own laws. You cannot say the same thing about European kings who do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Even after the Magna Carta, the French king, a French king is its own stereotype.
It is funny.
It is funny.
But to bring it back to the burial, you see, it's like some cultures value the bone.
Yeah.
Egyptians valued everything, but except the heart and the brain. So those were supposed to be extracted before they mummified them.
Because they got to be weighed.
Yeah, in the afterlife, they will be weighed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they will take the heart out and they'll weigh it against a feather. So it's like, what really influenced that part of it? Because it's like, I'm always, like, here's the thing. Like, I always thought, like, Cyrus the Great tomb in the Achaemenid Empire tombs that I went to see. They're just holes, and you go inside, and they're just a little, like little rock casket almost, you can say.
Right.
And where they used to be the bones. And they would just put the bones there. But before that, they would put you in these places called the Towers of Silence.
Right.
Where the vultures would come and eat your flesh out. And they would get the bones away. That's it. That was as far as it would go.
I think for Egypt, it's just the climate. Because you can mummify things naturally. If you bury in the sand, people mummify naturally and they look realistically, like very lifelike. And people like the effect. It's an ancient form of embalming, essentially. Yeah. Because it's so hot and dry there, right? Our friend Johnny once joked that the cats were so important in ancient Egypt because they somehow managed to turn the whole country into a litter box. Right? Good old Johnny, he's great. But yeah, the mummification used to happen naturally. And then when they built the giant tombs, it was also just to protect them from thieves. That's why they're built like fortresses, right? Yeah. Because there's a bunch of gold built in there. Yeah. But the problem with the pyramid is that it'll trap the moisture in. And then you'll rot because the moisture can't escape. Now, why they remove the organs is that it's the moistest part of the body. So those have to be preserved separately in jars.
So you can fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
I was about to make a Cleopatra joke, but you beat me to it.
That's what you're supposed to do in the afterlife.
That's the only mummy they took away the pussy.
There you go.
There it is.
She can keep the heart. She didn't have any.
I mean, with the exception of maybe Queen Hatshepsut.
I like how they put it in the jars for like so that they can be weighed. But it's just the idea that like no, the gods need help. Like we need to make this a little easier for them.
Yeah. It's more like the gods don't really care. They want to see you do the effort. Yeah. So it's like I'm gonna do as much as I can so that Crocodile God or whatever isn't gonna be angry at me because you don't want to piss off Crocodile or Hippo God.
Steve Owen?
Yes. Look, if you told me that the Egyptian afterlife had a Steve Irwin there just weighing people, all right, mate, put your heart here on the scale and see if it weighs accordingly with a feather over here. Oh boy, crikey, it's pretty heavy. You're going to the underground. That's very bad. Very bad indeed. Oh, look, a sinner. Crikey, that's huge. I'm going to poke him with a stick. I would pay good money to see Steve Owen in the Egyptian afterlife.
That's really funny now. Like the idea.
Yeah. No, you get a sort of like a cartoon, right? And you have the Egyptian crocodile got Sobek, right? And you give him an Australian accent. For fucks, why not?
For fucks.
Make him sound like Steve Owen. You call that a sickle? That's a sickle.
Wow, that's a sickle.
Well, that's a sickle.
All right, mate.
Man, Steve Owen, man. God damn.
I haven't heard that name in a long time,
Right?
by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
His son, what's his name? I forget already.
Rob.
He is a phenomenal photographer.
Mm.
He's very good at nature photography, especially like I don't know what the terminology is for animals in motion, but he's particularly good at that.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah. In fact, he's probably just as good at photography as he is at wildlife conservation. So that's really interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. You should go get some. I forgot the name of the fish.
Which one?
What do you call the flat
Stingray.
Stingray.
Yeah. You should go.
Here's what I got mixed feelings about stingrays, you know?
I like the idea that like every time he passes a stingray, he's like,
It's like
one day.
one day. Yeah,
So he passes by a fish shop and there's skate for sale.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what you did.
you know what you did?
Damn fucking right.
Turn my dad into a kebab.
Yeah.
Good job.
He calls them stingers.
Yeah. The bloody stingers.
But stingers.
Look
What you looking at?
Walking around.
Just
there.
flapping around like it's their seabed.
We're just trashing on Stingray.
He's not. He's the kindest human being ever.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to stingrays.
Yes. Yeah. I don't. One of my favorite memes is this dude who saw a shallow fish tank where you could pet stingrays.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
held up his fist and said, "I'm going to give one for Steve Owen to let him know that there's some of us out there still hitting for him." And then and then a year later he returns to the same thing, and it's like this cycle of violence cannot continue. This is not what Steve would have wanted. I pet you now, Stingray. I forgive you and your kind. It is the dumbest, most wholesome thing I've ever seen.
It's like the Green Book.
Yeah.
Just a tale of interspecies life.
Yeah. No, Green Book is now the name of that stingray. Yes. Yeah. This stingray is called The Help. This stingray is called The Blind Side, and this other one is called the Green Book.
Yep.
Yeah, just a lot of like mainstream neoliberal appeasement stingrays.
Wait for the hidden figures.
Points.
God damn, man.
Just
What the fuck are we talking about?
just a bunch of Obama rays. That's what it is.
The stingray gets out of the shallow swimming pool, goes off, and then comes back in, and his stingray friend's like, "Where'd you go?" And just like, "I can't use the toilet here."
You just know there's one stingray that's called Kamala. You just know.
You're just like, I don't see what's wrong. My father was Australian, so
yeah. Yes, very light skinned. Indian stingray, huh?
It's half the lagoon.
It's a Telugu stingray. It's just very snooty. Oh my god. How did we get from
This is such a dumb.
We're going down this like tangent that I'm like, where is this headed to?
It's fucking absurd.
We love tangents, that's for fucking sure.
That is
But we're
true.
like, we started from Stalin and melting bodies to and killing Jews.
Yeah.
To now
to liberal stingrays?
liberal stingrays, Kamala Harris stingray, now the stingray who don't take a shit in the toilet.
Yeah.
They call us fascists, but we're actually the alt-right. So
Yeah.
we have a group called the alt-rays.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
Yeah, all right.
if you're very far right, you're called the Billy Rays.
That is the stupidest thing I heard.
I think that might have been it.
Yeah,
That was-
That was like
That's-
a peak.
That is peak derp. That is
Yo,
one brain cell between the three of us.
can I just say, like, remember when they had World's like Funniest Man
Yeah.
competition?
Yeah.
They should have had us, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe there was not a single Stingray joke in the
Yeah.
entire competition.
Yeah,
I cannot believe it.
you know what my crowning moment of glory as a Sea Scout was?
What?
Yeah, don't look at me that way. Yeah, I used to be a Sea Scout.
What's a Sea Scout?
It's a scout, but
Like you were under the water?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What, so you camped underneath?
Did you have tubes and everything?
by right you should. But they never did. They were very, very,
Aren't you gonna be the cause of oceans rising up?
They don't know how big I am on the podcast. They can't see my girth on audio.
They keep every year, these motherfuckers say like, oh, the oceans are getting closer. I'm like, who the fuck are they throwing it in there? It was you, huh? So,
I mean, look, I
They're
stay.
losing Tahiti because of you.
Hey, wait.
Losing Tahiti because of you. Tuvalu's fucked because of you, okay?
They can't tell how big I am on audio, you dumb fucks.
I know.
The joke doesn't work.
It kind of does, though.
In the room, yeah, it kind of does, I
They
suppose.
can't see how big you are, but they can hear you breathe. So. Anybody who understands it, like, that's a telltale sign. This motherfucker is like,
I do.
air
Okay.
pipe, that's a problem.
You know what? Fuck all of you. You deserve to drown. You had your chance. I'm drowning all of you. And I'll let you know I swim better than I walk, so you have no chance.
You don't swim, you float. And
I
you
don't-
float.
I do float,
You're very
actually.
buoyant.
I do. I can literally just sleep on the surface of the water.
That sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really can. I literally
Yeah, you have a very mass level of pressure.
Yeah.
So it distributed all around.
You joke, but that's true.
Have you ever seen a trash bag in the water? That motherfucker don't sing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like,
Even
oh.
plastic bags are looking at you like, wow, he is up there.
Next time we have to just hope a whale swallows you and wash up on the shore.
A whale would never swallow their own kind.
You'd have to be scared of a whale trying to fuck you.
Yeah. I don't want to know. Whales will never fuck me.
Dolphins.
Orcas, though.
Orcas might, yeah.
Orcas will definitely try and rape you. That's why us whales do not fuck with orcas. They want to rape everything.
They want to rape everything.
All of the fucking equality Oreo dolphin.
Equality Oreo dolphin.
Yeah.
Equality Oreo dolphin.
Beautifully constructed sentence,
Well
which has
done,
never been
sir.
said before.
Well
No,
done.
it's, you know who invented these terms? There's like 19 different ways to describe an orca, like equality murder symbol,
Nice.
Oreo genocide,
The aquatic yin yang.
aquatic yin yang, penguin killer,
Sea Hitler.
yeah, sea
Sea
Hitler,
Hitler.
Oh, yeah, that's
The Pacific panda.
yeah, wet Dahmer.
What Dahmer? Wet Dahmer, I think, is
Wet
my
Dahmer,
favorite.
yeah.
Wet Dahmer is really funny.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Because they love organs. You see.
Yeah.
No,
why did they leave me? What happened? Why did everybody want to leave me?
He killed his parents. Why do you think?
Because a lot of these kinds of terms are used by a group called Casually Geographic. As a black dude who uses a lot of ghetto slang to describe animals.
Okay.
Like, for instance, a honey badger is known as basically a living black Air Force One.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's more than fair.
I mean,
That thing does not give a shit.
yeah.
A honey badger might as well call it meth head.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
This thing is indestructible. What the fuck? it fights bees.
Yeah.
Like if you've seen the videos of it, like stealing full on hives as the bees are stinging, and it just keeps eating.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like that's like eating someone's stomach as they're stabbing you.
Which is a thing I think it does.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh my god.
It's Kratos, okay?
Yeah. Giant honey munching Kratos. That's what it probably is.
Yeah.
So this dude is just really good at coming up with names for like wild animals that like inner city folk can understand.
Fair.
And I really, really like his shit. I suggest you check him out. He's pretty cool.
Casually Geographic.
Casually Geographic. I just laugh for hours just walking around going, equality, murder, simple. Like,
yeah, we were talking about your time in Sea Scouts. I forgot that's what we were doing.
I was like, yeah.
I had to unhook a stingray because we went for a
What, its bra got caught? Its bra got caught?
I mean, they're all pretty flat-chested, so...
Not the ones I know.
I mean, the hell kind of stingray are you molesting?
Yeah, I really don't know where I was going with that one.
It's a stingray.
Are you insinuating that you fuck a stingray, man?
Actually, there was a...
No,
I
no.
have stuck my index finger in a stingray's mouth.
No.
I can't blame you.
Just put it in his mouth and you're like, like that.
They do look very sloopy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They do look, because they don't, all their teeth are like on the inside, like really...
Reminds me of my grandma without the teeth.
Kinda, yeah. Because when you think... It's a pancake shark, essentially.
It's a pancake.
Yeah. It's a pancake shark, so you would think, it's got like sharp teeth and shit, but no, it's got a bunch of grinding shit to eat like
that's
shellfish.
Nice. Just for the added texture.
That's right, you know. But
when you say unhook a stingray, do you mean like from
some idiot caught a stingray, like a baby stingray, and none of these so-called Sea Scouts knew how to unhook it.
Unhook? Oh, from
the line.
I see. Okay.
In fact, all of these city slicker kids joined the Sea Scouts. The only thing they ever did relating to the sea was canoeing, right? And one day was like, "We're Sea Scouts. We should know how to fish. Let's go fish!" And none of them caught any fish except two people: a catfish and the stingray, right? And both of them are fish with stingers on them. Yeah. And I had to be the idiot who unhooks them off the line.
Fuck. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it's like, usually I don't get any face from the other scouts. A combination of it is like I never really passed my badge tests, or, there was quite a bit of like racial segregation going on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right? Because when you live in Penang, if you're brown, you're a minority. So...
Okay.
Moving on. So like, I guess I'm the only one who knows how to unhook a fish. So I did. And funny thing about baby stingray, they fight back when you try to unhook them. Mm-hmm. So they literally will curl its tail.
Yeah, to get
like a scorpion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It'll try. But then you got some stingrays that don't have stings and they just chill.
They just like look at you and wink at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of very, very seductive.
Hey, Mr. Sea Scout.
Yeah. It's like, you don't want to eat me if you fuck me.
Yeah.
So getting to that.
Oh wow.
No.
I don't know if this is made up. I really don't. But
did someone fuck this thing, right?
I don't know, but
only in Malaysia.
Yeah.
No, this is a global thing. You've seen how those stingrays walk around and they don't want to be fucked? Come on now. Come on now. With those sexy ass flat lips.
Look at the way you dress yourself now.
Look at the way you dress.
Actually,
you provoked it.
Considering how stingrays often leap on top of women in these videos, I've seen them in like the Bahamas and whatnot.
They can smell the puss.
That mean they just think it's family. Anyway. You smell like Uncle Bob. So, no, but there was, the Mastika magazines?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. So Mastika is this Malay language, sort of like Reader's Digest sort of situation, right? And for a while,
People
it was
would write in and stuff.
yeah. For the longest time, it was like a respected publication. For if you wanted to get like good at the Malay language, you read a Mastika. Then over time, some crazy cocaine-headed asshole probably overtook it, and now it's nothing. And then it became nothing but like sensationalist stories up in the front, and it's usually
BuzzFeed kind of a thing, like just
it's more like
reviews.
There's like ghost stories.
Oh,
and stuff.
right. Okay.
Yeah, but then also there was this weird sexual element to every single horror story.
Yeah,
okay.
that is a weird thing. We'll talk about that.
Like for instance, there was always these stories about two people committing adultery and getting stuck. Right, Melekat. Every other week there'd be some version of the imam and the widow commit adultery and then get stuck, and then the whole village finds out what they're doing because they've been cursed with their genitals or some shit. It's kind of that, like it's both horror and sex happening at the same time.
I feel like it's quite common.
It's very common. It's very common for like sex to occur in a horror context in Malay like stories, especially if they're trying to be extra sensationalist. But this time, for some reason, I don't understand. It was a variation on the whole having sex when you're not supposed to and getting stuck sort of situation. And it was, and let me explain the cover for you. It is a man on a sampan with a cone sort of straw hat, and his sarong is around his ankles. And he is mounting a stingray he just caught.
As you would.
From the back?
From the back.
Oh.
He's hitting it from the back.
Oh, I thought they were doing missionary.
Yeah, I thought it was missionary.
No missionary
The stingrays like hold.
No.
Yeah, because it's like a blanket.
No, Muslim stingray says no missionaries. Hitting it from the back.
Yeah.
And they
make a baby?
They lovingly draw the man orgasming.
Okay.
His head is thrown back.
Wait.
Yeah.
It was a comic.
No, it was a hand-painted cover of what used to be a well-respected Reader's Digest.
So
I'll pay good money.
But it wasn't a comic though. It was like
no. Is it probably a short story?
It was a short story, and the pictures they chose was Stingray getting raw dogged.
Yes, by a fisherman.
And the fisherman coming.
Yeah.
Those were the two pictures.
Yes. No. I mean, it's one picture. It's one picture. The snapshot of a man jizzing.
We need to have
It's the picture of a man achieving cream pie with a stingray while...
Is it cream pie or crab pie?
Crab pie. While it's crab rangoon. While... I mean, the stingray has crab rangoon.
The stingray essentially becomes a crab ravioli.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I mean, essentially, it is a ravioli.
Yeah, it's sea ravioli, dangerous sea ravioli. And okay, I need to explain, because from what I remember, man was still standing while he was doing this. 10 feet on 10 toes on the ground. He was holding it like the world's biggest like dinner tray. Right, but you can't see him. All you can't see his crotch because you're seeing it from the front. Right?
Of course, no, that would be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous. All you're seeing is the stingray going flat, huh? You know that expression on its face.
Why didn't they show the stingray's orgasm?
I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Can stingrays orgasm?
Hey, are you just gonna assume that they don't?
I mean,
I'll be honest. I know. What?
You know what? Wait.
This is a genuine question now. Animals orgasm, right?
Yes.
Because they come.
Yes.
So inevitably the female orgasm has to happen as well, yes?
Look, wait.
Because they all have clitorises.
No. Wait. I'm not sure. Firstly, I've had many fucked up conversations with my friends. By far, this is like the top of the mountain.
Oh,
I have
thanks.
talked about fucking corpses. I have talked about, I don't know, even shooting my mother with a shotgun.
Yeah.
But this one is really.
What, and bestiality? You haven't done
You draw the line of
bestiality?
bestiality.
No, it's not about bestiality. It's in particular about fucking this particular species of fish for the past 30 minutes.
What do you have against stingrays, bro?
I don't. You do.
All I say is, in my youth, there was a story of a man bagging a stingray on
and
his...
achieving orgasm.
Yes, clearly.
But to bring it to the other point here, and regarding that, would they achieve orgasm? Well, here's the thing, and because I thought about this question as well, I was like, would they come to that?
Yeah.
3 a.m.,
See?
3 a.m.
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal conversation.
Just waiting for the grab, just like, I've seen a hyena clip.
I wonder.
I mean, they're pretty big.
Hyena clips are massive.
They use it like a fake dick to fuck
There
a
you
male.
go. There you go. It's a naturally...
Feminist.
It's an organic strap-on.
It's literally a feminist.
Yeah.
So
They are fucking the patriarchy. Literally fucking the patriarchy.
and they always go and eat the lion's leftovers and then just complain about it.
There we go. There it is.
There's the reason why Whoopi Goldberg was the head hyena in The Lion King.
Oh, yeah, she was. Yeah.
Oh, because she was fucking the other.
There you go.
No one thinks about it.
No,
But those you saw that hyena with like the eyes that go everywhere?
Yeah.
He gets fucked the most. That's just his general cum face.
But back to this thing, I'm stealing this from Louis C.K. because he said that he was on the metro.
Yeah.
And he suddenly saw two rats. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I think I saw this
And
one.
like, it wasn't like missionary, you know, like the rat in the back was fucking the other one's face was kicked by the neck.
With a little paw spreading out, yeah.
And he was like, and it was like, and I'm like, well, and the male rat came and it was it. And the girl was like, and some of you might be thinking like, what about her orgasm? And I'm like, girl rat don't come. Girl rat can't have an orgasm. A male rat don't have what it takes to make a girl rat come.
Right.
But I know how to make a girl rat come. And he picks up the rat and goes, and he, so the thing is that but I'm trying to get to that. I don't think animals have that thing that goes about like, all right, I'm going to orgasm and I want to make sure you're going to orgasm.
They don't have that.
Their thing is that the race must continue. The race must continue.
But this is my question: do they have the capability? Because if by virtue of the male being able to orgasm, and if the female can achieve orgasm, they would want to. Mm-hmm. So I would argue that they would, even if it was from the guy, they would just be like, "Hey, I'm going to do it," or like, you sit here and I'm gonna ride your dick into dust.
I mean,
do you have a female cat in this house?
That's such a weird question to ask during this conversation.
Like,
is it to say, can we try this?
I don't know about rats, cats, or stingrays. I do know about pigs, though.
Oh yeah, they come.
They come. So
pigs come?
Pigs have a 1 hour orgasm.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
And they can walk while they fuck.
They can walk while they fuck?
Yeah.
They can walk up to like 10 miles while they're banging.
You know, the amount of times I think like, oh, humans are really the epitome of the animal species. And then I hear about pigs walking while they fuck and I'm like,
Our DNA from a pig's DNA is only like 2 degrees different.
Oh, wow.
So then there you go.
I mean, that explains a lot.
That's why our flesh and autonomy is like quite similar. Our flesh is very similar to the flesh of a pig, yeah.
So the thing is, the reproduction needs an orgasm to happen, because I've seen the artificial insemination of pigs, and the farmers, when they artificially inseminate pigs, literally have to like violently finger the female pig.
Violently finger.
I mean, it looks more like an under jab. You know what I mean?
An under jab.
It looks more like a half-hearted fisting.
Fuck me, Jesus.
Wait, as opposed to wholehearted.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Half-hearted is like.
Like generally speaking, you don't think a fisting would need shoulder action, but the whole shoulder is in it, but there's no love.
There's no love.
There's no cuddle afterwards.
So there's this thing of where you need the orgasm is hard tied to the mechanics of the reproduction, because I think the spasming needs to require in order to like suck the cum in or something.
Oh,
right. It's just that in our case, we've figured out how to hack our body so we can have it whenever we want.
Right.
And in the case of other animals, maybe the orgasm is not as necessary.
Right.
But when you have a female orgasm, it's supposed to like it's supposed to help things along.
Yeah.
Right.
Help the reproduction.
Mm-hmm.
Get the sperm to the egg.
Like suction.
Yes, like suction essentially. And you see this with pigs particularly. So I don't know if a stingray can come, but if they do, I think it has a mechanical reason, But I don't know if
I don't know
They
this.
come because it's like, why is the sea so salty?
I mean
That's from the whales.
that's true. It's just the sperm whales.
Yeah.
They do create the most amount of semen of any animal. They have the biggest testicles.
Sperm.
Yeah, sperm whales.
You know why they call them sperm whales? It's not for that reason.
Yeah.
The reason they call them sperm whales is because there's a substance in their heads, like their massive heads, that looks like sperm.
Oh.
That's it.
They have you said there's a substance in their head that looks like sperm.
Yeah, but isn't sperm.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's like an oil or
It must be
resin.
some kind of oil. I don't think they are completely sure why it's there.
Yeah.
But some people expect it's like something to do with heat, because they also like dive down to like depths to catch fish and squid and stuff.
So this podcast is now a very strange National Geographic podcast.
It's like David Attenborough coming on.
I mean, this is what was missed in my science class. That would have paid much more attention. At this
I do know that they have a bunch of oil for a couple of reasons. One is heat. Another one is buoyancy, because oil floats. And another one is it's basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's like an echo chamber for their sonar, for their right, because it's a liquid of different viscosity than water.
Right.
So you can sort of use it as like a reverberation chamber for
That's cool.
making really loud noises.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
If only we had that as humans.
We do-ish.
Yeah.
We do. There are some deaf people that can do human echolocation.
Oh.
Yeah. Over time, they figured out how to like do click.
Oh yeah, the blind or deaf people who go on like me, and they can like see their environment in their
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Which is also kind of why in The Last for Us, those zombies that can't see, they click.
clicks.
Oh.
It's based in real life.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you see a dude, I saw this one dude, he could ride a skateboard even though he was
I think I
not
saw that
using
one. I think I saw that one.
clicks. But it's a kind of thing that you can already do, you just have to pay attention. Like, the ceiling in this room is high.
Yeah.
If you hear the noise, right?
Yeah.
And if you close your eyes and you're going down, like, I don't know, Montiero or something.
You're going to hit a white person.
Yes, I will see. That makes a very distinctive noise.
The bones of a
sorry.
white person also is very like.
You just go down the street, hear a thump, like, I'm calling the manager. Blimey.
Monster, get out of the way.
Bloody hell, man!
It's the Browns.
Fucking chinks.
It's
like the inner racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's when it comes out.
Yeah. Injury.
Injury.
They're super not racist, and white people in Asia are super not racist until they're racist, and it's just like an explosion of like, holy hell, man!
It's like you were saving that up. Like you've been wanting to say.
Yeah.
There were words in there that doesn't apply to this country.
Yeah.
How many white people have seen it? I've seen like they come to these like business conferences. They're like, oh my god, such a beautiful country, amazing. Malay people, good culture and everything. The second you're alone with them, like, oh man, these Malays and the Chinese, they don't work. Yeah, man, it's all this bureaucracy, and fucking idiots and all that. I'm like, Oh, yeah. Glad to see the real you, motherfucker.
I like it when somebody comes over and it's like everything smells weird.
That's probably the most under insidious.
Yeah.
Like everything smells weird. I'm like, do you mean everything or everyone?
Yeah. And then you find out that this dude is from New York, and I'm like, really?
You don't have a fucking right, dude.
Yeah, no, come on.
Your street smells so much like shit that Godzilla had to come out of it. Yeah, bloody hell.
Forget the streets. We've all heard of your subways.
Oh my god, yeah.
You can't complain about a country smelling funny.
I still think that's weird though, that we have this idea that on public transport there shouldn't be weird people. I think New York makes the most sense in the fact that their subways always have homeless people stabbing.
And not only New York, European, like Germany, first world country. You think that the subway is going to be actually like quite clean and nice. I got a massive long text from my friend there. It was like, fucking piss in the middle of the fucking train. And they say Malaysia is a third world country. What the fuck are you talking about? They have the cleanest LRTs I've ever seen in my life.
And LRTs are very clean.
You guys keep it very clean. Now, even the monorail, there was a time that
monorails,
it went a little iffy, but then immediately now, I went to a monorail, I was like, oh, it's clean as
a lot of tourists used to use them.
Do people flag you work for a newspaper before this? Yeah. Have you ever heard of people getting flashed on public transport in Malaysia? Because I feel like it happens. I feel like it happens on streets more.
It's a street thing. Yeah. It doesn't happen. You know why? Because I think that, and this is actually kind of a detriment. The trains are solidly middle class because of the price.
Buses, you would argue. Right?
Buses, maybe.
Oh yeah,
but it's very difficult to flash somebody sitting down.
Buses can get dirty though. That's the one that gets dirty.
But the trains, they cost quite a bit of money. It's like $2.50 to go from one place to another, 3, 4. So I don't see that many hardcore poor people using the trams or the trains or whatnot.
Do you think it's more towards the buses and motorcycles now?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, most likely. When I was growing up, the buses look like miniature ghettos, honestly, because they were poorly maintained. The doors wouldn't work.
One person would be the one giving out the tickets.
Yeah.
You remember Bus Wilayah? Were you still around when Bus Wilayah was being used?
Yeah. No air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
Yeah. I would, in Penang, I'd take that. It was the Hin bus, right? The depot is currently an art gallery because they went out of business a long time ago.
Love me some art.
But I would take a Hin bus. It was so weird.
That was the most wholesome thing I've said this whole time.
I love me some art.
Just the way you said, I looked at you well, there was something to that or not? I was quizzing you. I was
does he mean the bones of his enemies? What kind of art?
There's probably some bones in those art. It's Penang. It's a hipster place. There's a lot of hipsters there. A lot of hipsters in Penang. But not like elitist hipsters.
No.
No. Good boys, badly brought up.
So most of us?
Most of us, yeah. So I used to take the Hin bus. I took a Hin bus from my friend's place at 11 o'clock at night to Komta when it was already closed, just for shits and giggles.
Sure.
And that kind of felt like a carriage to Hades, just a little bit. Because it's got no air conditioning. You got to open up the windows. This thing rattles like nobody's business. The floor is wood, and sometimes you can see right through the floorboards, right? And the driver was clearly muttering and rambling and ranting to himself.
Which is
that's terrifying.
Yes.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yes, and it's late at night. You can't see anything on outside except for these lights flashing by you that kind of look like torches through the dirty glass.
Oof.
And you are, and because the guy is clearly unhinged, the driver, you are hurtling down this road at speeds that are clearly illegal. So it really does feel like a rickety old carriage from the 1800s, but given an engine, right? And it's being driven by a madman, and you're heading to an abandoned shop, not a closed shopping mall that has since seen its ghetto era, and you think so you go from Hades' carriage into what is clearly a level from Resident Evil 2.
Got you.
From Hades' carriage to Hades.
Yeah.
Shop.
Yeah. You want something on your way out?
Yeah, of course. And
we have Hercules' testicle.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
What? Your mother's eyeball?
Yeah.
We have the bobblehead of Cerberus.
A bobblehead super?
Well, bobbleheads.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Yes.
Some coins.
Yes.
Boatman?
Yes. A Medusa phone holder. Several phones. She can hold several gadgets at the same time. It doubles up as an extension cord.
Hey, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I kind of want this shop now.
Honestly, it sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, like I've seen the game Hades, and I'm like, why don't you have a bunch of merch?
But honestly, why doesn't he?
I'll probably, I have a theory, because people are too busy whacking off to the characters.
Yeah.
I've not actually seen Hades art, so I don't know.
Like it's painful for a bisexual to play. You are too horny to function when you play Hades.
Is Hades? So it's based in hell.
Yeah. You're the god Hades' son.
Okay.
Right, and a beautiful man, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like a Greek anime character, basically.
What, a game character that doesn't look fuckable? What is this?
No. But then he's also got a standing relationship with the god of fear. They talk to each other like they're like bitter, jealous ex-lovers, and also, but at the same time, there are a bunch of characters. The Furies are there, and they're all dominatrixes, obviously.
Sweet.
Yeah, Fury is my favorite.
Yeah, Fury. Yeah. And Cerberus is a good boy. He's a good boy.
Cerberus is weirdly fuckable.
What the fuck?
You don't fuck the dog.
Yeah, we're back to bestiality.
All I'm saying is those 3 heads might do some shit.
Rub some peanut butter on my balls.
You want to force them every night?
Wow.
You know who's great head?
Your first is shit.
Who gives the best head in the pantheon? Fucking Cerberus. Come here.
I wonder why I'm singing.
Come here, doggy.
Why, huh?
Oh, why? Are you singing?
I don't understand.
What? Because in your Tinder profile says only looking for what? Conjoined twins. It's very off-putting for people.
Yeah.
Even though they shouldn't.
2 heads better than 1.
When I show up to the date with
it's a threesome for the price of 1.
When I show up to the date with like a paper mache version of their head and like, can you glue this onto your neck? You don't need to do anything else. I just want to see.
It does make. Oh, jeez. No, I'm not going down this path. I'm just.
Army Hammer is like looking at us like, and I'm the fucked up one. I just want to carve my name next to a girl's butt, but this motherfucker.
I just want to eat some people, but you want to fuck her.
Oh, they can't see that.
Why are you throwing?
You're throwing gang signs.
Couple of hang loose signs.
Hang loose, yeah, man.
I was just like, oh no, they can see me.
Yeah. For those of you who are wondering, Irfan is throwing up double hang loose signs.
Yes.
Like he lives in Maui, the character.
I would love to.